Hello everyone, I am Aras Bozkurt and an associate professor of distance education at Anadolu University, Turkey. Today, if I can, I will talk about emergency remote education and trauma-informed pedagogy in less than 5 minutes. That will be a challenge. COVID-19 not only interrupted education, but it also caused trauma, psychological pressure and anxiety, as well as many other problems such as digital divide, inequality, and injustice. To lessen damage derived from COVID-19 crisis and to ensure the continuity of the teaching and learning, emergency remote education was put into practice across the globe. It was necessary, but unfortunately, we did many mistakes. We thought that education is all about delivering information. That notion is actually a trap that will be caught again and again throughout the history. COVID-19 revealed many facts that we have ignored so far. We have witnessed the real face of education and saw that education can be so cruel to many vulnerable learners. I believe that education is beyond sending and receiving knowledge. It's more about care. Therefore, care is one of the essential ingredients of teaching and learning. Emergency remote education taught us many things. We've learned that didactic, knowledge-sharing, centric pedagogy doesn't work anymore. Education is beyond cognitive processes, and there are effective emotional processes that should be taken into consideration. In a recent editorial, we said that what we teach in these times can have secondary importance. We have to keep in mind that students will remember not the educational content delivered, but how they felt during these hard times. With an empathetic approach, the story will not center on how to successfully deliver educational content, but it will be on how learners narrate these times. This notion, in fact, highlights why we need trauma-informed pedagogy. In brief, trauma can be physical or emotional, and it is about learners' well-being. From this perspective, we can argue that trauma is a broad term, and I believe that there are many reasons, visible or invisible, that causes trauma. For vulnerable learners, every single second can be traumatic. Identity, color, preferences, and even how you feel can trigger traumatic moments. Now, please consider yourself as a learner affected from COVID-19 crisis. Please further consider yourself as a refugee, as a minority, as a learner with different sexual orientation, as a learner that doesn't fit so-called ideal educational system, an individual in economic crisis, as a person at the margins, or simply as an individual who is not understood by society. We could be one of them. We must develop empathy and we must act now. Not tomorrow, not in the future. We have to start seeing the world from their eyes right now. As educators and most important as humans, we must welcome them as they are. We must listen to them, we must value them, we must share their burdens. Once we really understand them, once we really know about their feelings, the world will definitely be a better place for them and for everyone. I would like to conclude my guest presentation with a saying from Sufi poet Rumi. Centuries ago, he said, "Come, come, whoever you are," to emphasize that we have to embrace any individual as they are. Centuries later, in 2020, I believe that it shouldn't be too hard to love and care each other as educators, learners, and most importantly, as humans. Thank you for your participation. I think I did it in less than 5 minutes.
Well done. I was frightened everybody to make sure that they're finishing on time. So well done. No, and great points. And you're right, Aras. I mean, like, the list that you have there. That's all. We all fit into at least one of them, if not more than one of them. So it's not a them on us. We're all us, aren't we? And in that respect. So yeah, well done. Well done.
Just a final remark. Trying to present this presentation in less than 5 minutes. It's kind of experiencing the trauma during the 5 minutes.
Well, well, it was funny because but I think it takes a real skill to present, and get your message across. As I said, there's an old story like in Ireland, and the guy writing a letter home to his mother and says, "Dear Mammy, I'm sorry I wrote such a long letter. I didn't have the time to write a short one." And it
That
takes
was great. Yeah.
that skill there like that. So that's absolutely brilliant. Now, Joanna, I've been waiting. I'm looking forward to this one now. This is this is gonna be really good. No pressure at all like that. No, because it's great to talk to someone from the future. So anyway, now, did we all like to go left to right? So Dave, you're not showing your beard. That was the highlight of the day for me so far. There's no camera on. It's just I don't know. Anyway.
Oh, sorry about
that. Now I think rather than starting to the left, we start to the right. Okay, just to make that. Oh, very good.